So hi, and in today's class, let's understand about a particular dosh. Some say it is yoga also, but mainly it is referred to as dosh, and it is known as Shrapit Dosh in Vedic astrology. So what is Shrapit Dosh? Dosh is basically formed whenever Saturn and Rahu are sitting in one particular house of a particular lagna chart. But we need to understand that Shrapit Dosh will only occur when both Saturn and Rahu are Maraka. Because some people might say that just because Saturn and Rahu are sitting in one particular house, there is Shrapit Dosh. But it is not that case. Dosh will only form, again I'm saying this, only when Saturn and Rahu both are Maraka, completely Maraka in that particular Lagna chart. And one more thing, this particular dosh does not form from a pratiyukti or from a drishti aspect between Saturn and Rahu. It means if both Saturn and Rahu are sitting in different houses, but they are aspecting each other, then also this is not a Shrapit Dosh. A Shrapit Dosh will only form when Saturn and Rahu both will be sitting in one particular house of a Lagna chart, and both of these particular planets will be completely Maraka for that particular Lagna chart. So the common indications, so whenever there is a Shrapit Dosh occurring in an individual's horoscope or Lagna chart, the primary indication is there will be a lot of hurdles and struggles and troubles in that individual's life. If you want to be very specific that what exactly will be the effects, for that we need to look at that individual's horoscope in detail, because overall we will not be able to say what will be the specific effects. It will completely depend on which particular house Saturn and Rahu are sitting, being Maraka and forming a Shrapit Dosh. What are the other planets that is aspecting Rahu and Saturn? What other houses and what other planets Rahu and Saturn are aspecting? And there are a lot of things we need to look at in order to specifically understand in which areas, in which particular avenues of life, this particular Shrapit Dosh will affect that individual negatively. Overall, if I want to say, it is that yes, there will be a lot of struggles, hurdles, difficulties and troubles in that individual's life whenever a proper Shrapit Dosh is occurring. So let's again understand this particular concept with a Lagna chart as an example. So let's use a Capricorn Lagna chart. So you can draw a Capricorn Lagna chart and you can practice along with me. So let's understand in which particular house of this Capricorn Lagna, when Saturn and Rahu are sitting together, will form Shrapit Dosh, and in which situation Shrapit Dosh will not form. So in Capricorn Lagna, Saturn is definitely Yoga Karaka because Saturn is the Lagnesh itself. So if Saturn and Rahu are sitting in the first house of Capricorn Lagna, so here Saturn is sitting in its own sign. So Saturn is also forming a Panch Mahapurush Yoga. Rahu is also sitting in its friendly sign, that is the sign of Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is also well placed in the same house. So here Rahu is also completely Yoga Karaka. So both Rahu and Saturn are Yoga Karaka. So here there will be no Shrapit Dosh, alright. Instead, this will be a yoga. You can say Shrapit Yoga. Some people say Shrapit Yoga, but basically it's a Shrapit Dosh. In this particular house, there is no such Shrapit Dosh. On the contrary, both Saturn and Rahu will give good results during their dashas. And also remember, Saturn and Rahu are compatible planets. They are compatible with each other. They are friendly with each other. All right. So if Saturn and Rahu are sitting in the second house of Capricorn lagna, here also Saturn is excellently placed. Rahu is also well placed. So both Rahu and Saturn are Yoga Karka, and here also there is no Shrapit Dosh. If Saturn and Rahu are sitting in the third house of Capricorn lagna, here Saturn is Yoga Karka. Rahu, even though it is sitting in its incompatible sign, that is enemy sign Pisces, but Rahu is sitting in its own Karaka house. So Rahu will not create any problems for this particular third house. So Rahu for this particular house will act as Yoga Karka only. The only condition is here here Jupiter needs to be well placed. All right. So if Jupiter is well placed, Rahu will become or will stay as Yoga Karka. So under such situation, here also there will be no Shrapit Dosh. If Saturn and Rahu are sitting in the fourth house of Capricorn lagna, here Saturn gets debilitated in the sign of Aries. Rahu is also badly placed in its enemy sign, that is the sign of Aries. So in this particular house, you can say yes, there will be a Shrapit Dosh. If Saturn and Rahu are sitting in its fifth house, or is sitting in the fifth house of Capricorn lagna, here Saturn is again well placed, sitting in a Trikona house, sitting in its friendly sign, that is sign of Taurus. Saturn is again Yoga Karka. Rahu is exalted in the sign of Taurus. So Rahu is also very well placed. Saturn is also well placed. So here also there will be no Shrapit Dosh. If Saturn and Rahu are sitting in the sixth house of Capricorn lagna, here Saturn is badly placed because it is placed in the sixth house, which is not considered that great. Rahu is also badly placed because it is also sitting in the sixth house along with Saturn. So here also, even though Rahu is exalted, but still Rahu is badly placed in the sixth house. So here there will be some sort of negative effects because of Shrapit Dosh. If Saturn and Rahu are sitting in the seventh house of Capricorn lagna, here Saturn is Yoga Karka. Rahu is sitting in its enemy sign, incompatible sign, that is the sign of Cancer. So Rahu is Maraka. So here also there will be some sort of Shrapit Dosh. Even though Saturn is Yoga Karka, but Rahu is Maraka. Even if one of these particular planets becomes Maraka, there will be certain kind of Shrapit Dosh. If both of the planets are Maraka, then there will be 100% Shrapit Dosh. If Saturn and Rahu are sitting in the eighth house, so here Saturn is again badly placed. Rahu is also badly placed. Rahu is placed in its enemy sign, that is the sign of Leo, incompatible sign. And Rahu is also badly placed in the eighth house. So this is not a good placement for Rahu. Saturn also becomes Maraka in the eighth house. So here also there will be Shrapit Dosh. If Saturn and Rahu are sitting in the ninth house of Capricorn lagna, here Saturn is a Yoga Karka. Rahu is also Yoga Karka. So here there will be no Shrapit Dosh. If Saturn and Rahu are sitting in the 10th house of Capricorn lagna, here Saturn becomes exalted. So Saturn's position is excellent in this particular house. Because Saturn gets exalted, so its auspiciousness, its Yoga Karka effects will further increase. Rahu is also well placed in its friendly sign, that is the sign of Libra, that is ruled by Venus. So here also there will be no Shrapit Dosh. If Saturn and Rahu are sitting in the 11th house of Capricorn lagna, here Saturn is Yoga Karka, Rahu is debilitated because Rahu gets debilitated in the sign of Scorpio. So here also there will be some sort of Shrapit Dosh. So here the effects of Shrapit Dosh will be bit less because Rahu, even though it is debilitated, it is sitting in its friendly house. It is sitting in its Karaka house. But Rahu itself, it will become Maraka, but the effects will not be that much bad because Rahu will not create disturbance in its own house. Its drishti might be bad, but in a house where Rahu is Karaka, where Rahu is sitting, especially in the 11th house, Rahu will not be giving that much bad effects. It might give some sort of bad effects, definitely, because Rahu is debilitated. Rahu will not give good effects because Rahu, whatever good effects it's supposed to receive from Rahu being placed in the 11th house, because Rahu is debilitated, that good effects of Rahu will not be seen. But Shrapit Dosh, effects of Shrapit Dosh will be seen, somewhat will be seen in the 11th house. Not that much, but somewhat. If Saturn and Rahu are placed in the 12th house of Capricorn lagna, here Saturn becomes Maraka. Rahu is also sitting in its incompatible enemy sign, that is the sign of Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. And Rahu is also sitting in a bad house, that is the 12th house. So here also there will be Shrapit Dosh. So this is how you need to understand whether Shrapit Dosh is occurring in a particular lagna chart. The same process, that is what I just discussed using this Capricorn lagna chart as an example. The same process is applicable for all the lagna lords, for all the ascendants, for all the lagna charts. All right. So I have explained to you in detail how you need to analyze and how you need to interpret a particular lagna chart in order to understand whether Shrapit Dosh is happening or is not happening. This is how you need to do it. So this is what I wanted to discuss. Again, what are the remedies? See, remedies, the common remedies or the basic remedies, by now you must have understood if you have watched all of my previous classes. Whenever a planet is Maraka, completely Maraka, so you can do that particular planet's dhan mainly during its Mahadasha and Antardasha. You can chant the Beach mantra for that particular planet, but never wear gemstones for planets which are Maraka. So this is what I wanted to discuss about in today's class about the concept of Shrapit Dosh, and I hope you have understood it very clearly and with proper and accurate clarity how exactly Shrapit Dosh forms in a particular lagna chart. So I hope you are watching all of my classes. Don't even miss one particular class, because if you're missing one particular class, you will miss out on a whole lot of information. And especially if you want to become a practitioner of Vedic astrology, you must not miss any of my classes. And it is very essential for you to go class by class. Be thorough with one particular class, then go to the next class, and always go in a sequence. Start from class 1, then go to class 2, class 3, and so on and so forth. Don't jump classes, because then you will not be able to completely grab whatever I am saying. And in order to be in tune with my words, with my teachings, you have to watch all of my classes, and you must go in a particular sequence. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. And watch my videos, watch my classes over and over again until and unless you are absolutely confident for or in that particular topic. You also have to practice it, because just watching it, if you think that you will remember it, good if you remember it, but I think what is normally suggested is whatever you are learning, try to first of all practice it immediately after you learn it, or along with the learning, along with watching my videos, you practice it. Whatever you are watching, whatever you are understanding, practice it in your notepad. Then you make certain time in a particular day, you practice your learnings, you do your own homework, whatever lagna charts I am using, you try to implement the learnings in other lagna charts and see whether you are able to do it very smoothly. And if you're not able to do it smoothly, if somewhere you are getting stuck, then again watch my class, again watch that particular video, understand in which particular area, in which particular point you are getting stuck, you are having that doubt. So it is essential to watch my videos over and over again till the time, again I'm repeating, you are 100% thorough and confident in that particular topic, and then you proceed forward. This is the process which you need to follow if you want to become a very sound practitioner of Vedic astrology, and all of my classes will enable you to become one. And before you say goodbye to this particular video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, watch my videos, like my videos, share my videos. And if you have any doubts, any queries, any questions related to the topics of Vedic astrology, that is what I'm teaching in my YouTube channel, so please share those in the comment section, and I will definitely try my best to answer all of your queries. All right, so please share them in the comment section so that I will be able to understand in which particular areas or in which particular points you are facing troubles, you are getting stuck. And if you're unable to get the answers from your own self, you can ask me. So the comment section is for you all. So I will see you in the next class. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, don't forget, and take care. Have a nice day.